Good morning. Good morning. It is October 30th. We are one day away from Halloween, and weather's pretty crummy out here in Tom's River. I'm Phil Brilliant, and welcome to Simply Brilliant for this Thursday morning, October 30th. And that does mean, by the way, we are two nights, right? So the three nights. So Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, we fall back on the clocks and we gain an hour of sleep. Um, Never quite feels that way, but we'll see what happens. But I will tell you, leaving the house early and it is pitch black out, I'll be very happy to have a little daylight to leave the house. But Tom's River, Tom's River, Tom's River. For those of you who are outside Tom's River who watch this video cast that I do, I apologize in advance that it is so much Tom's River. But Tom's River is an interesting place these days. And there's an article this morning. I can't think of the exact caption that Gene Mickle uses from the Asbury Park Press, but I think it's like controversial mayor. He's not controversial. He is just a tyrant. And, what he does, you know, and how people at this point in time, any people in his inner circle, people who support him, people who I go to their doors and they're like, no thanks, I like the mayor. And by the way, I don't get that a lot. I don't know how anybody stands there anymore and says that because none of it makes sense to me. So yesterday, here in Tom's River, what do we have? So we flash back to Friday, and Friday, through emails, the council meeting was canceled for Wednesday night, October 29th, last night at 6 o'clock. Because remember, it got moved from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock to facilitate Daniel Rodrick getting back from Irvington, New Jersey. But all these months where residents have been complaining that 4 o'clock's too early because we have to work, Daniel Roderick gets his way because he's the mayor. And Council President Justin Lamb, you know, you know, for lack of a better term, has no cojones. You can look up that word. Um, so meeting gets canceled. No reasons given, no ifs, ands, or buts, and just says canceled. And we're going to have our next meeting on November 12th, I think is the day because of Thanksgiving holiday, the way it works out. And by the way, Tom's River Township Code says at least one meeting a month. They violated the code. But what are you going to do about it? And I've talked about this yesterday, so I'm not going to bring it up again. So Councilman Nivison, Councilman Ciccozzi, and Councilman Quinlisk got together and said, you know what? We're going to have a meeting and we're going to listen to what the public has to say because these are our constituents. We need to hear them. Okay. And I will say, in complete transparency, Ciccozzi's up for re-election right now in Ward 4. James Quinlisk is doing a write-in campaign in Ward 3 against Roderick's puppet. Um, and so this was not a campaign stop. This was three sitting councilmen who wanted to listen to the public and invited them to come out. And anybody else who wanted to come out would get an opportunity at the microphone with no 3-minute pause. So yesterday, and I will tell you, I'm still somewhat in shock. But I have to share this with you so you can physically see what I'm talking about. You know, I do hate doing this because it kind of takes away, and this is not a training seminar for any of you. This is this is a podcast, but I want to show this is the first email pops up, goes out. This goes out to all Tom's River employees, we believe just within town hall. And this says, as you know, and this is yesterday, the 29th. As you know, the mayor has moved trick-or-treating to Saturday because of the inclement weather, because usually Tom's River trick-or-treats today on the 30th because the parade is tomorrow night, the 31st. We know many of you have items that the summer that are still out and about on your properties that need to be brought inside before the storm comes. So please work through lunch and enjoy an early dismissal at 1 p.m. today. Town hall will also be closed at that time. If you're an essential employee and work today, please grant yourself 3 hours of comp time. So let's break this down. Early dismissal. At work, Don't tell my employees that. They don't get early dismissal. It's storming outside. They're all outside in the field. They're working. They're doing what needs to be done. And if I have stuff I need to bring in, don't I need to make a determination on how to go about doing that? Isn't that me? And shouldn't I take some PTO time, which counts against the PTO time for the year? I haven't calculated out yet what this costs Tom's River because there's a cost. Because you pay people, and when you tell them to go home, you still pay them, but it's business time, it's township time, it's not personal time that comes off the accumulation that they have. And then here's the catch. Uh, Town hall will be closed at that time. Why? What happens if some people didn't want to go home? What happens if I was working on a project? There are people in Tom's River who need construction permits. There are people in Tom's River who need to go meet with legal affairs. Closed. Second email, even better. This is from Chief of Police, as it's stated here, Guy Mayer. We don't know where Peter Sundak is. He was Chief of Police too. He's still missing in action. As per Business Administrator Solanas, Town Hall has closed at 1 p.m. today due to early dismissal, and no person shall be let into the building for any reason. Police shall. This means if somebody goes into that building, the police have the authority to take action. Town Hall security will secure at 1:30. No idea what that sentence means, but I think what it's supposed to say is security in Town Hall, secure that building, get the hell out of there by 1:30, and nobody shall go in. Where do we live, and why was this done? Because with the building closed, Councilmen Ciccozzi, Councilman Quinlisk, and Councilman Nivison cannot go to the building to have their meeting. I said it again, I'll say it before, I say it over and over again. Is this a communist nation of Tom's River? The council is being locked out of their building, and they can't meet with their constituents. And when I use the terminology locked out, so here is a picture. Councilman Ciccozzi, which by the way, yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday, Councilman Ciccozzi. Went to use his key fob to get in because he has 24-hour-a-day access because he's a councilman in Tom's River and has to go get his paperwork, has to respond to letters. He may sit down and do emails. He has to talk to staff. He is a sitting councilman in Tom's River. Okay. And this isn't even a reason, but he's a paid sitting councilman in Tom's River. $220 a month, I think, is what he gets. Not as much as the mayor gets, including the mayor driving to Irvington every day in his Tom's River Township car, but we'll hold that for another day. He goes to use his key fob to go in, and it's deactivated. Councilman Quinlisk, deactivated. Councilman Nivison, deactivated. I can't speak for the other council members. They're locked out of Town Hall. Where the hell do we live? Mayor Rodrick, and I say it once, I say it 100 times, in the Faulkner system of mayor council, the mayor is a strong mayor. But this authority is beyond the statutory authority. This is a outlandish act of an individual who basically has, and I say it a lot of times, a Napoleon complex and feels he has to be the most powerful person in the room, the strongest person in the room, the loudest person in the room. And this is who Tom's River elected. I did not vote for Daniel Rodrick, never have, never will. And we're doing a recall on this guy. Do I need to give you any other reasons why he must go? This is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second if I figure out how to do that. But people, Tom's River residents, Tom's River voters, let's stop the madness, the chaos. And we do that in two ways, but I need your help. The two ways are: one, sign the petition to recall Daniel Rodrick. Go to the website, recalldanielrodrick.com. You will see where the opportunities to sign are. You can contact the committee and the 400 people working every day to get signatures to recall Daniel Rodrick. Please don't worry yourself who's going to replace him. We need to get 18,464 signatures before we can have a special election to get rid of him. The petition doesn't get rid of him. It gets us a special election, and then we got to get people out to vote yes to recall. And if they vote yes to recall, they then vote for who's going to be the next mayor. That's the third prong. Don't think about that yet, because I guarantee you there will be nobody who wants to replace Daniel Rodrick who will lock council people out of the town hall and who will lock the residents of Toms River out of town hall. I guarantee you that. Guarantee you. The second way is right here. And it is election day. We have an election going on right now with early voting. I'm somebody who walks into the booth on election day. However you do it, I need some help from you. You need to go out. Here's the ballot. Only in Ward 3, in Ward 1, in Ward 2, and in Ward 4, there are no Daniel Rodrick candidates on the ballot. None. Okay. I am supporting Robert Bianchini in Ward 1, Clinton Bradley in Ward 2, David Ciccozzi in Ward 3, Councilman David Ciccozzi. Why? Because I believe they are the best three for the job. Councilman Ciccozzi has proven himself. Robert Bianchini for Ward 1, he understands government. He has worked for an engineering firm. He has worked in government. He has worked on code enforcement. He understands what stream encroachment means, what coastal devastation is. He understands how you handle flooding. And he understands what needs to be done to fix what Daniel Rodrick has done. Clinton Bradley, a U.S. veteran, okay, a young guy with energy that we need so that we don't have people like Lynn O'Toole falling asleep at meetings, and Bill Byrne, who just says, yes, yes. Do you have any comments, Councilman Byrne? No. We need somebody up there like Clinton Bradley, who will work for the residents of Toms River, understands computers as a cybersecurity expert, understands regiment as a military guy, and understands law and order. He wants to get the police back on the road. That's why I like Clinton Bradley. And David Ciccozzi already talked about proving himself. He is a born leader. He is somebody who, in the wake of losing his wife, raised his children, kept them here in Toms River, and has proven day in and day out he is the heart of Toms River. But I want you to look at Ward 3. If you live in Ward 3, I need your help. Here's the ballot. Okay. This guy right here is Harry Aber. He is Daniel Rodrick's puppet. Daniel Rodrick wants him up there. And Harry Aber, by his own words, has said, I like what Dan Rodrick has done. I will stand by Dan Rodrick. We don't need that. What I need you to do is I need you to come over here and type in James Quinlisk, Quinlisk. You can take this into the voters booth with you. Okay. They can't stop you. You can take your sample ballot. It's in accordance with New Jersey's voter laws, voter rule of rights. Take it with you. Write in. Spelling counts. This is like 5th grade. James Quinlisk. Councilman Quinlisk has been the voice against Daniel Rodrick's chaos. He has fought Justin Lamb on council. He has basically told the council and the public what's going on behind the scenes, because he stands up there and he stands for the residents of Toms River. We need him there, but you got to write him in Ward 3. Okay. Ward 3, North Dover. Ward 3, parts of Old Freehold Road area. Ward 3, Maple Tree section of Toms River. Get out there, write in James Quinlisk. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today, for your Board of Education, Kathy Eagan. There's no other person. Okay. I don't know Joe, don't know him at all. Sure, he's a really nice guy. I know George Loebman. George Loebman is Daniel Rodrick's puppet. And if you don't think Rodrick wants him on the Board of Education for one reason, he may be driving our car, our township car to Irvington, but he's not liking it. He wants to be an administrator in Toms River Township. And look at what he has done to the chaos in this town. You want him running our schools? He's already got Matarazzo, he's got Pascarella, and who knows who else on that Board of Education already. Those are his people, his candidates. You cannot let George Loebman up there. And let me show you, George Loebman is getting these letters out, lie after lie after lie. I'm going to show you why. Okay, I don't pay. So this is 2024. Okay, this is page 2. I can show you page 1. But again, let's just go to page 2 because this is what's important. Actually, I need to show you page 1. Let me show you page 1. I apologize. I could pay for this, but then, I could, if I could. I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, skip the ad. This is a letter. Department of Education, Board of Education President Kathy Eagan, 2024. Okay, it says the Toms River School District Board of Education has not adopted a budget for 2024-25. What does that mean? The Board of Education did not adopt the budget. So the Department of Education, okay, basically says, as a result, okay, we are adopting a budget for the Toms River school system. The Department of Education approved the budget and a 9.9% increase to the residents of Toms River, the taxpayers of Toms River, not the Board of Education. Okay, you follow me there? Now, if I do this right, that's 2024. 2025, this is from the Department of Education, 2025-2026 budget. The Department of Education adopted a 2025-26 school budget for the Toms River school system. The district budget remains unchanged for the spending year. So not Toms River, but the Department of Education adopted the budget for the second year in a row for the residents of Toms River, the taxpayers of Toms River. So you are getting in your mailbox that Kathy Eagan is responsible for raising your taxes for 22.9%. No, the members of this Board of Education did not vote to approve these budgets the past 2 years because they did not want to raise the taxes to the residents of Toms River. Why? Because the New Jersey S2 formula is wrong. The school formula is wrong. And Governor Murphy knows it, and that's why he doesn't talk about it. They don't disclose it. It goes back to Senator Sweeney, who came up with it. They don't share the formula. All they do is they say systems like Toms River, which are large regional systems, do not get the money, and we give the money to Irvington, to Newark, to Camden, to Patterson, to New Brunswick. You see the pattern? Toms River doesn't get it because they feel that the taxpayers should carry the burden. But the Board of Education felt differently and wouldn't do that to the taxpayers. So what you get in your mailbox from George Loebman, which is Daniel Rodrick, are lies. Kathy Eagan has fought and will continue to fight for what is right for our school system. And George Loebman has no interest in fighting for you as a taxpayer. His interest and his allegiance is to Dan Rodrick to get him a job in the Toms River school system so he doesn't have to drive to Irvington. You go into that voter's booth, you go vote Kathy Eagan. If you pull the lever for George Loebman, you are asking for Dan Rodrick to run the schools the way he runs the town. And if anybody wants to tell me, I like the way Dan Rodrick runs Toms River, then you really need to wake up and I'll sell you a bridge for $1 in Brooklyn. Elections are important. Local elections are a million times more important than national elections. Our governor's race is important. I believe Jack Ciattarelli has the answer to changing the school funding system, to making special education a state-funded program so that school systems like Toms River that have an increase of special education costs can manage those costs. But I believe more and more that you, me, Local residents and municipalities have got to get out to vote to stop chaotic behavior. And in Tom's River, that means whether you go early voting or you wait until Tuesday, and I'll be back Tuesday morning talking to you again, you need to vote. Ward 1, Robert Bianchini. Ward 2, Clinton Bradley. Ward 3, you people, you need to write in, type in James, Jim, Jay, however you want to do that. And the last name, Quinlisk, Quinlisk. Say it with me. Quinlisk. Write it on your hand, write it on a piece of paper, bring it into the polling booth, spell it right. And in Ward 3, Councilman David Ciccozzi. And most importantly, Kathy Eagan, Board of Education. It has been my pleasure to be here this morning, October 30th. Please be safe this Halloween. Tomorrow night, Tom's River Halloween Parade. We will have people throughout the crowd. If you are interested in signing the petition, you find us. We're not going to be finding you. You'll see us in our shirts. Trick-or-treating Saturday, November 1st here in Tom's River. We are hearing it's 2 p.m. to 8, but I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't seen it published anywhere. I'm Phil Brilliant. This is Simply Brilliant. Have a fantastic day and go RU on Saturday.